"Oh, dear Chanticleer," exclaimed the fox, "I've done you wrong."
I think poverty is a pair of spectacles through which a man can recognize his true friends.
Madam, you know very well what you vowed.
When April's gentle rains have pierced the drought of March right to the root, and bathed each sprout through every vein with liquid of such power, it brings forth the engendering of the flower.
That was the opening prologue to Geoffrey Chaucer's Canterbury Tales. Mr. Chaucer tells a fictional story about his journey to Canterbury Cathedral. The setting is the 14th century in medieval times. It is spring, and it was customary to take a pilgrimage to the medieval cathedral.
They took a pilgrim?
Not a pilgrim, a pilgrimage, a journey, a trip to a distant place where people went to pray and renew their spirits. And so this group of about 30 people in all met at Tabard Inn the night before they were to set out on their 60-mile journey from Southwark, England to Canterbury Cathedral, to the shrine of St. Thomas a Becket.
Thomas a Bucket?
No, not Thomas a Bucket, Thomas a Becket, meaning he was from the Becket family.
Does that mean my name would be David a Stewart from the family of the Stewarts?
Yes, that is exactly what that means. The Canterbury Cathedral was built in 579 AD. It is a massive cathedral and was most famous for the shrine to St. Thomas a Becket, who took a stand against the king and sided with the church in 1170 AD.
I bet that didn't go well.
You were right. Thomas a Becket was a brave fellow indeed. The king cried out, "Who will rid me of this meddlesome priest?" Well, 4 knights of the king answered his majesty by killing Thomas a Becket in the Canterbury Cathedral. He was martyred for his faith, and in the Canterbury Cathedral they quickly made a shrine to honor him. People immediately started making pilgrimages to the cathedral.
What does that have to do with the Canterbury Tales?
Well, it was Thomas a Becket's shrine that Chaucer's fictional characters went to visit.
That's a long journey to visit a place where someone died.
Well, it was longer than that. They also had to return back to Tabard Inn. Round trip, it was about 120 miles.
That's a long way.
And with no cars, trains, or planes in the 14th century, the method of travel was walking on a rough dirt road or riding a horse. The innkeeper at Tabard's Inn noted how lively the group was and wished to join them on their pilgrimage. However, to keep the liveliness of the group going, he offered a prize of a free meal upon return to the inn to the traveler who could tell the best story.
Like a contest?
Just like a contest.
I'm in. Me 2.
Me 3.
Me 4.
Yes, it was a perfect setting for some very creative and imaginative stories.
What were the stories about?
Well, they were funny, suspenseful, and clever. The stories that were told made you think about life and the right and wrong of very common situations.
The characters who told the story, what were they like?
They were told by some of the strangest, most wonderfully interesting characters that have ever been penned. Even the characters' names set the stage for some of the wildest stories. Names like the wife of Bath, the pardoner, and the nun's priest. The story would follow a certain pattern. It opened with the prologue or the introduction about the traveler who was about to tell the story. And then came the story, a story with twists and turns and unexpected thoughts and mystery.
That sounds exciting!
However, one literary technique was a part of all the stories, and that is the literary technique called irony.
What is irony?
The literary technique of irony is the use of words that mean the opposite of what you were actually saying. For example, if your mom came into your messy room and said, "I love the new decorations you've added to your room," Well, the literal meaning would mean that she actually likes what you've done with your room and the added decorations. But what she really means is the opposite of the actual meaning of the word. The room is messy and she wants you to clean it up.
I think my mom has said that before. Are there any other kinds of irony?